It's my birthday gift to me. Um, uh, it was my birthday 2 days ago. My grandfather gave me a check. I can never decide whether to. I cannot open this package because I'm a moron. I can never decide whether to use birthday money to buy myself gifts or whether I should be saving it like a reasonable adult. This time I decided to go nuts. I decided to pick up Linda Ronstadt live in Hollywood. So awesome. So, the reason I wanted to pick this up is because it was issued for Record Store Day, either this year or last year. I think probably last year. I'm thrilled that Amazon still had it in stock. Linda Ronstadt has had a long career dated back to the 1960s. And this is the first time that there's ever been an officially released live album of hers. I'm deliberately not looking at this sticker because I think it'll give it away. I'm not sure if this will be on regular stock white or black, vinyl, or I know there's a red vinyl version of it. I just learned that after I bought it, so I didn't even check the Amazon listing, so I'm gonna find out. Alright, got the shrink wrap off. I really don't care if it's black vinyl or red. Like I said when I bought it, I had no idea there was a red vinyl version. Oh, look at that! I did not know there'd be a gatefold. Awesome, and it's got a whole write-up. Sweet. And it appears to be, yep, stock regular black vinyl, which is totally okay. Probably would have spent more for it being red, but that's cool. I can't wait to give this a listen. And you know what? That's exactly what I'm going to talk about today, is live albums. I love collecting live albums. I have tons of them. And I've talked to some friends of mine about how much I love them, and the response I usually get is, why do you like live albums? I hate when live stuff comes on the radio and such. The studio stuff is so well engineered and stuff, and then live albums are riddled with imperfections and, lots of crowd noise and whatnot, but I really disagree. I hate compilation albums. Some people say live albums are just glorified compilation albums, but they're not. By compilation albums, I just mean your standard greatest hits packages. To me, it's just like putting the most listened to songs of any given artist's catalog on shuffle. Sometimes you'll get compilation albums that are done in some sort of chronological order, which is cool. But, first of all, I feel like rock concerts are just sacred. I go to tons of them. That's pretty much where I spend all of my money. To me, rock concerts are a sacred event. I go to tons of them. I just love them, and it's not just about getting to see them in person. It's about getting to see sort of their statement. I feel like every concert is sort of a statement on where this particular act is at this given time and place. For example, if you get a band's live album and then another live album from 10 years later, then you're likely to get two completely different sounds. Now, they'll possibly even be playing mostly the same songs. Their hits are their hits. They're going to play them night after night. But, for example, on that Linda Ronstadt album I just showed you, she had just put out an album called Mad Love, which was a deliberate attempt to give a bit of a harder edge to her sound. So when she played live on that tour, even the old songs, like that she'd been playing for forever, like You're No Good, would get a little bit of that harder-edged instrumentation and arrangements because that's kind of where they were at that point. Also, live albums, as concerts do, they have a scope to them, Like I said, when you put in a compilation album, you're pretty much just getting a shuffling of their greatest hits, but most bands and artists put a lot of work into their set lists. I know I do. I love to study set lists, because you get to know what songs work at the start of a set. You build up the emotion to a big climax near the end. Maybe you got some encores. But, concerts have a storyline to them. And when you sit down and listen to a live album, you get that story that the artist themselves worked a great deal on, and that's another reason I love them. And there's a special energy as well, because when the crowd is roaring, there's a whole nother level of adrenaline that the performer gets. Trust me, I know. I am a live performer, and I personally enjoy the live performances a lot more than recording in a studio setting, because recording in a studio setting is all about perfectionism, and live is all about the energy. So, and of course, just being a history junkie, I love to, man, if all of my favorite bands released a live album for every tour they ever did, well, then all of their fans would probably be like, that's too much, but not me. I love unearthing live recordings. It's one of the things I do. I listen to tons of live albums and tons of live bootlegs as well online. I love studying the history of the live performances of groups, even more sometimes than their studio work. But let me know in the comments how you feel about live albums. I'd love to hear from you. It seems to be a divisive topic. Some people love them, some people hate them. And yeah, I'd like to know how you feel about them. And speaking of live performances, I myself am a professional musician, as I said, and you can check out a full list of my upcoming concert dates in the description. I would absolutely love to record and put out a live album sometime. That would be fantastic. Maybe I'll do one on my 2020 tour. If you look at my tour date list, you'll notice there's not a ton on there right now, about 4 or 5 concert dates booked. But I've been working like clockwork the last few weeks to book myself some 2020 dates. I'm getting geared up to announce a few. They're starting to come to fruition, so even though it doesn't look like I have a huge amount of concert dates, I got a ton to be announced. My goal for this year is to perform 100 concerts. In 2019, I played approximately 65 dates, and I'd love to make that 100. I'm going to do a lot more touring this year than I even did last year. It's going to be insane. But yeah, also in the description is a full, or a list of bunch of links to where you can find my music, where it's sold or streamed online. Like this video if you liked what you saw, subscribe to this channel if you've been enjoying my videos, and you can even ring the notification bell if you would like to be notified every single time I upload a new video, which should be tomorrow, and most days for the foreseeable future. Thank you so much for watching. I'm going to catch you with another new vlog again tomorrow. See you then.